see it? Okay. Wow, that was crazy. So I just thought I'd wake you up with a little crazy noise. Oh no, I can't get out of it. Okay, yay! How about we play that? Here we go. Tiny drops of water bouncing on my roof, drumming out a song of love, singing out the truth. You send them to remind me, one for every blessing, and oh, they keep coming, overflowing. Every day your goodness finds me, every day your heart beats true. I'm alive in the light of glory, amazed by the light of you. This love is everlasting, and you find a way to show me every day, every day. The rush of freeway traffic and the brush of a sunset, you get my attention, I'm listening. It's a private conversation, you and I in one vibration. And oh, it reminds me, oh, amazing. Every day your goodness finds me, every day your heart beats true. I believe in the light of the glory, amazed by the sight of you. This love is everlasting, and you find a way to show me every day, every day. There is no one like you every day. There is no one like you every day. You love me every day. You love me every day. Goodness finds me every day. Your heart reminds me I'm alive in the light of the glory, amazed by the sight of you. This love is everlasting, and you find a way to show me every day, every day, every day, every day, every All right, good morning. Let's do another one. I think I need a little help with this one because you guys know it. Hang on, stay on. Here we go. I woke up this morning with my mind stayed on the spirit. I woke up this morning with my mind stayed on the spirit. I woke up this morning with my mind stayed on the spirit. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. All day long I keep my mind stayed on the spirit. All day long I keep my mind stayed on the spirit. All day long I keep my mind stayed on the spirit. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Say it with me. Walking and talking with my mind walking and talking with my mind, stayed on Spirit. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Wake up in the morning with your mind, stayed on Spirit. Wake up in the morning with your mind, stayed on Spirit. Wake up in the morning with your mind, stayed on Spirit. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. One more time. Woke up in the morning with my mind, stayed on Spirit. I woke up in the morning with my mind, stayed on Spirit. Woke up in the morning with my mind, stayed on Spirit. Hallelujah, sing it. Hallelujah, hallelujah. Again. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Now we're awake.
Miawen Omonemem, Neto Reverend Jeffrey Ryan. We here at Riverside Center for Spiritual Living acknowledge that we gather on the ancestral lands of the Cahuilla, Gabrielino Tongva, Kizh, and Luiseno peoples. We commit to live in right relations, to love our neighbors, to seek justice and loving kindness, and to walk humbly upon this land. We recognize our oneness so that we may decolonize our minds and set each other free from the pain of racism and violence, to live better as Spirit intended, in harmony with nature and with one another. So good morning, Riverside.
Good morning.
Yeah, maybe. It's like, yeah, kind of a want, wasn't it? Yeah, let's try it again. Good morning, Riverside.
Good morning.
There we go. All right, that's better. I am Reverend Jeffrey Ryan. It is my honor to serve this beloved community, Riverside Center for Spiritual Living, where? Love lives here, absolutely. So good morning to all of you joining us here in the sanctuary. It's great to see all of you here in person, live. And good morning to all of our beloveds joining us online. Good morning to Mom and Dad in Vegas. Good morning. Hola, Doris, ¿cómo estás? Doris Soriano is joining us from Vegas as well. Good morning, Cindy. Good morning to Maro and Chester. Good morning to Cheryl and Karen. Good morning to Corey Windsor-Stevens. Good morning, Reverend Victoria. Good morning to Lupe and John, and aloha kakahiaka to Casey and Wayne. So, and good morning to Greg. Yeah, okay. Good morning to Greg, and also, okay. Good morning to Greg, and also good morning to our beloved Beverly Middleton as well. So good morning, everybody. Great to see all of you joining us this morning online as well as in person. It's the last Sunday in September, people. Where does it go? And we're going out in the hundreds, man. I'm like, bring on October, bring me the 80 degrees. I really enjoyed last week at 80 and having the windows open. It was quite lovely. So, but yeah, we're gonna kick September out with hundreds, and then hopefully it'll cool off. Fingers crossed, toes crossed, legs, arms, ears, eyes. So we'll see. Great to have all of you joining us this morning. We have lots to share with you this morning, so let's get into it. If you feel comfortable standing and singing and dancing with us, you are welcome to do that as we sing our love out into the world. Here we go.
All right. Here we go. Everybody kind of join in. Here we go. I sing my love. I sing my love. I sing my love into the world. I sing my love. I sing my love. I sing my love into the world. I sing my love. I sing my love. I sing my love into the world. I sing my love. I sing my love. I sing my love into the world.
Constance Stringfellow, one of the licensed spiritual practitioners here at the Riverside Center for Spiritual Living. Practitioner Allison Berry and I will be available after service in the lobby for a brief moment of prayer. Please don't leave here this morning with anything on your heart. We love to pray, and we absolutely know that prayer works. Now, please allow this music to take you into the silence, followed by this morning's invocation.
God is, I am right here, right now, right here, right now. God is, I am. God is, I am right here, right now, right here, right now. God is, I am. God is, I am right here, right now, right here, right now. God is, I am. God is. Right here, right now, God is, I am.
Please join me in consciousness. I invite you to close your eyes if this is comfortable for you. Moving into the heart space, taking in a deep, intentional breath. Breathing in love and breathing out love. Knowing that God is the very breath, the very air that we breathe. God is the essence of love, peace, wisdom. This one power, this one presence in the universe, it's infinite, it's omnipotent, it's unlimited, unopposed, and it is the source and substance of all that exists. We are expressions of all that God is. We are inseparable from the oneness that God is, and all that God is, we are. Allow this power and this presence to move in your heart and mind, in your soul. Allow love and peace to be who you are. Realizing that spirit within is the source of our true wisdom and understanding, our compassion, the foundation of our success. This power that created everything, that gives life to everything, there's nothing that this power cannot do, and it is impossible for this power to fail. And I know that in life we have challenges and obstacles, but with great faith believing, we can conquer whatever stands in the way. Some of these obstacles are just learning curves for us to move forward. Dare to believe and know that you can achieve anything with faith, believing. You can conquer anything that stands in your way with unshakable faith and strength, acceptance and conviction. And that's the way it is. I bless this service, and I know that it unfolds in perfect divine order. I bless everyone listening, and I know that we are divine expressions moving forward in faith. And so it is.
Why, God, do people have to die? A daughter or a son, sudden and so young, long before their time. Why, God, do people fall apart? A promise and a ring becomes a broken thing, a road that's got too hard. I don't understand, but I understand. Why, God, I need you. Why, God, I run to your arms over and over again. Why, God, I cling to your love and hold on for dear life. And I find you are right by my side. Why, God, do we feel so alone? Every single day, fighting through the pain, hoping there is hope. I don't understand, but I understand. Why, God, I need you. Why, God, I run to your arms over and over again. Why, God, I cling to your love and hold on to dear life. And I find you are right by my side. Give me faith stronger than I have. I need to know when it hurts this bad that you hold my heart when it breaks. And I am not alone in this place. Why, God, I need you. Why, God, I run to your arms over and over again. Why, God, I cling to your love and hold on for dear life. And I find you are right by my side, always right by my side. even here in the wide. God, I need you. Why, God, I run to your arms over and over again. It is why, God, I cling to your love and hold on for dear life. And I find you are right by my side, always right by my side, even here in the wide. God.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, hi, everybody. And hi, more of y'all. And all y'all. That's the plural, remember? Of y'all is all y'all. Good to see everybody, and good to see our folks joining us online as well. So, today is the end of September. So, let's say our focus statement together, shall we? But let's say it with all of the S's for September. How's that? S's? Great. Okay, so what are some of the S's we're going to say this with? Sincere. Spectacular. What? Sass. Stupendously. Splendor. How about spirit? What did you say, Margie? Great. Okay. A little earlier in the alphabet, but perfect. All right, here we go. We embolden people to live their highest potential through the transformative power of love. Yes, 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 yes. All right. So here at Centers for Spiritual Living Worldwide, we have been working with the theme this year of living everyday wonder. Living everyday wonder. We've been working with the theme of living everyday wonder. In September, we've been focused more on the aspect of our lives around work or vocation or calling or passion, whatever words you want to apply to that, because even though, as we've established, some folks are retired and y'all are busier than you were before when you were working, right? I see a lot of heads nodding, yep. And so this is an opportunity to expand what we're thinking about in terms of work and looking at it as our work in the world, or as I mentioned, our occupation or our vocation or whatever it is that's calling us to continue to evolve and grow. And last week we talked about living the dream, not the dream, living your dream, because you can't live somebody else's dream, right? You have to live your own dream. If you're living somebody else's dream, you're really probably living a nightmare. We established that last week, right? Yeah. All right. So this week, we're going to talk about failing forward. Failing forward. Last week, I talked to you about limitations, how we have them. And that might have made some folks feel a little bit uncomfortable, because isn't it all about beyond limits? Isn't it about moving past our limitations? Isn't it about moving past those things? It's like, yeah, but as I was saying, it's like as much as I love to sing in the car, I will never be a Broadway musical star. It will not happen. I sound like Michael Gott in the shower. I do not sound like Michael Gott in front of an audience. Okay, so that's just, but it doesn't prevent me from living or enjoying singing in the car. It doesn't prevent me from vocalizing and expressing and being me. I just realize that, this time around, these vocal cords, they don't make those kinds of sounds. It's okay. It's okay. Yesterday, I want to thank Ray and Greg for the beautiful and fun brush and brunch. We had that in Johnson Hall, so thank you for that. We had about 16 people show up for that and express their art and create art by painting and everything. And what is so fascinating about this, or one of the things, if I look at this, the question of how do you define success versus how do you define failure? How do you define success and how do you define failure? Because yesterday, I think we had a very successful event because we had 16 or 18 people gather together, all having a good time, enjoying food, and enjoying being together in one room, all in creative, artistic expression, right? And we had good chats at the tables that we were at. We were able to talk with one another. We were able to be in each other's presence, and we were able to celebrate each other and celebrate each other's beauty, the beauty that they were creating, right? So that, to me, is super duper successful, right? Because I'm defining success as like, wow, we came together in community. And maybe, I don't know for sure, but maybe some people were like, ugh, I don't know about this art piece that I'm creating. And it's like, ugh, it's kind of hard for me to color in the lines, and it's even harder for me to like freestyle with a paintbrush, right? And maybe they found themselves judging the artwork that they were creating or what was being expressed through them. And isn't it funny how we do that to ourselves? You know, because like when you're a baby, right? When you're a baby, you're walking, you're learning how to walk, and you pull yourself up, and then you stand for a bit, and then you let go, and then plop down on your bum, right? And then you pull yourself up again, and maybe you take 1 or 2 steps, and then plop down on your bum. And you take a few more steps, plop down on your bum, until finally you learn how to find your balance, you learn how to find your rhythm, you learn the steps, you learn more about your relationship with gravity, not from a knowledge base, but you're navigating it, you're figuring it out, right? And then once you're able to walk, you have freedom to walk about the country, walk about the airplane, whatever, right? You have the freedom to then begin to move more freely once you have learned to navigate that. So we know that this is the way we learn. We know that this is the way babies learn. We know that this is the way we learned. But yet, when it comes to something like art or something that we haven't experienced yet before, but we're trying something new, some of us have this tendency to want to be like, well, if I can't be like Van Gogh, then forget it, right? On the first go, right? The first time out, I was like, if I can't make the most beautiful picture to hang in my window or to hang in my wall, forget it. So we defeat ourselves. But really what the opportunity is for that is, yes, it may be a quote failure if you're comparing yourself to Van Gogh, but if you're sitting there and going, wow, look at this. I was able to mix these colors and kind of got this really kind of cool color. And I was able to begin to feel what the brush feels like on the canvas. And wow, that's really interesting. And oh, this is kind of fun. I'm kind of enjoying this. And you kind of lean into it rather than coming at it from a perspective of I'm not as good as Van Gogh, coming into it from a perspective of curiosity and wonder and a willingness to continue to explore and experiment and learn. Then you can begin to learn the techniques. You can begin to learn the rules, if you will, or the limitations, if you will, the boundaries, if you will, of what the paint can do, what the brush can do, what the water can do, what the canvas can do, and how those things work together to then create even more. Because you're learning the steps, you're experiencing the steps, you are moving into and learning the limitations of the medium that you're working with. And then once you know what those limitations are, how those things work, then you can really begin to paint beautifully the way Ray does, the way Jocelyn does, the way Anita does. Gorgeous pieces of work. And then who knows, maybe your artwork will be in Riverside Art Museum or in the Louvre, right? But we have this tendency to limit our worldview and clearly define that a success means this, and anything unlike that is a failure. News for you. Van Gogh only sold one painting while he was alive. One. Was he a success? Or was he a failure? Depends on the perspective. I would say he was a success because he brought forth all of that art, all of that creative expression, right? He was living and bringing forth beauty into the world. Whether he got to experience the rewards of that beauty, the rewards of that creativity is, something else. Maybe he didn't think he was a success. Who knows, right? So here at Centers for Spiritual Living, we have this textbook that we call the Science of Mind, right? And this faith, this philosophy, this tradition that we call Science of Mind. And I've shared this with you before, that a science is a systematic a systematic or a methodical study of something. That's a science, right? You're going to systematically and methodically study something. And you're going to do that through inquiry, observation, and experimentation, right? And so if we are looking at a systematic, methodical way of study, what is it that we're studying? We're studying mind, and what is mind really but consciousness? So what we really teach, what we really practice is a systematic, methodical study of consciousness. That's what we're about. That's also what Buddhism is too, by the way. So that's what we're really about. So what that means then, beloveds, is that we have the opportunity to use our lives as our laboratories and to make inquiry, to then make a hypothesis, to then experiment with it, and then observe the results. So the results, if they are something that we are happy about, woohoo, then we continue that same process, we continue that same pathway, right? So that we continue to repeat more of that which we wish to continue to experience. However, if we try this, or we're looking at our lives and we're inquiring, it's like, why does it have to be this way? What went wrong? I wonder. If we approach something from that questioning place of like, this is really feeling uncomfortable, and I really don't like the way I'm feeling in my life right now. I really don't like the way my job is going right now. I don't really like the way my relationship is going right now. I really don't like these things right now. So if we begin to then observe and inquire, then we can begin to experiment and observe further. And so that is where this wonder piece that we were talking about earlier this year, and we've been talking about all year long, that questioning piece, that curiosity piece can enter into this, and then we can begin to see as like, I wonder what would happen if I tried this. I wonder what would happen if I thought something differently and I placed a different idea into that creative medium, into that soil that always says yes. I wonder what the new result would be if I planted a new thought, a new idea, a new way of thinking, a new belief into that creative medium. I wonder how life would change. I wonder how life would be different. Right? So we have the opportunity to experiment with our lives, experiment with your work, experiment with that vocation or that passion project that you're working on, or that calling, that deep yearning, that deep calling within you that's saying, there's something more for you here. I invite you to begin to ask the questions, and it's the quality of your questions, like what we talked about earlier this year too. It's the quality of those questions that then lead you to greater pathways. If you're only asking yes or no questions, binary questions, you're really limiting your ability to get more information. But if we ask those open-ended questions, if we ask about possibility and we inquire of possibility, then more comes in, more becomes available than just binary yes, no, A, B, true, false, thinking, more questioning, right? So each time we get a result that we don't like, that's information. That failure is actually feedback. It's like, oh, okay, that didn't work. I don't like the way that feels either, but I did learn something here. So, okay, let me apply that to the next time. And then we try it again. It's like, okay, getting closer to the goal, getting closer to the path, aligning a little bit further, more coming better into alignment. Okay, that feels good. Ooh, made another decision. Oh, interesting result. Don't know that I like that one. Let's write it out for a little bit and see what happens. Right? And then you can course correct all the way along the path. I've shared with you before too that when an airplane flies on autopilot, it's making mistakes the entire trip. It's constantly making a mistake and constantly course correcting. It goes this way and it course corrects. That's how autopilot works. It's constantly course correcting. It's constantly failing the entire time. But it's not really failing. It gets us to where we need to go. It's moving forward all the time. So if you see these failures, if you see these boo-boos, if you see these errors or these mistakes or whatever it is that you want to call it, if you see them as growth opportunities, then it's like, okay, what can I learn from this? What can I experience from this? How do I grow with this? What is here and available for me to be able to move forward? And so then we are failing forward. We continue to move forward in that. Mr. Toyota, who founded Toyota, had the 5 whys. Do you remember the 5 whys? Yeah? No? No? No. It's like, go back and watch March. No, the 5 whys, Mr. Toyota created the 5 whys for a constant improvement process. So when a system fails or when something doesn't work at the Toyota Corporation, there's some piece that doesn't work, communication didn't happen right, something doesn't work, then they go through the process of the 5 whys, and they go, why? And then they answer that question. And then why did that happen? And then they answer that question. And then why, and then why, and then why, getting down 5 whys, because when you get down to the 5 whys, then usually you come to the source or to the original cause, the original negative belief, the original hidden belief, rather, or the original negative thought. You get down to that original cause, so this is a tool that we can use, the 5 whys, get you down to that original thing. It's like, okay, there's where I need to make the difference. There's where I need to shift my consciousness. There's where I need to shift my thinking. There's where I need to shift my belief. And when we know what the cause is, then we can do what? We can find the opposite of it. So by knowing what we don't want, knowing what we don't want to experience, or knowing what the hidden belief is, or the unconscious belief, or the negative thought process is, by knowing what that is, we then have the ability and the choice to change it, to then pick something new, to then elect to go another direction, to make the changes. And then what happens when we make those changes? We set a new cause in motion, right? This is the basic law of cause and effect, yes? So Edison, in discovering the light bulb or inventing the light bulb, failed 10,000 times. And he said that he never looked at it as failure. He says, I've not failed. That's what he said. I've not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that didn't work. It's true, right? He found, because each time something didn't work, a tweak, an adjustment, a recalibration, a movement. So 10,000 times. Right? And then Einstein, another scientist, since we're talking science, another scientist said that failure is success in progress. Right? So failure is simply success in progress. So how are you defining success? How are you defining failure? In your own life, in your own experience. And if you are experiencing failures, what opportunities are really there waiting for you in that failure? What opportunity for growth is saying, hey, how you doing? Come on along, let's play. I have a new idea for you. Let me help you out. Ernest Holmes says this about failure. Failure does not mean the loss of something. Failure occurs only if the loss of the thing takes our enthusiasm, our courage, our zest for life, our faith, our connection, and our happiness from us. That is failure indeed. So it's about a mindset. That if we are attached to the outcome, if we are attached to our old ways of being, if we are attached to our old thoughts, our old feelings, our old beliefs, and we oh, I'm a failure, and we just wrap our arms around it, and then we live in that place and just luxuriate in it, marinate in it, well then, yeah, that's a failure, right? But if we open ourselves up to the opportunity, there's the opportunity for growth. So statesman Winston Churchill said that success is stumbling from failure to failure with no loss of enthusiasm. Stumbling from failure to failure with no loss of enthusiasm. Another statesman you might know, Abraham Lincoln, said, my great concern is not whether you have failed, but whether you are content with your failure. So, beloveds, I ask you, are you willing to allow the shortcomings? Are you willing to allow the failures? Are you willing to allow the errors, the mistakes, that wasn't so good, to teach you something? Are you willing? Yes. A couple of you are. Well, that's okay. Failing forward propels us with each new opportunity for growth. So, failing can teach us, or we can learn, that's what I'm looking for. When we say fail, we can learn a fascinating and informative lesson. Fascinating and informative lesson. Fail. So every time you come up against that fail, you can look at it and go, oh, this is a fascinating and informative lesson. Oh, another fascinating and informative lesson. Another fascinating and informative lesson. And when we begin to shift our perspective to it being another fascinating and informative lesson, then what we can then do is we can jump into or experience a freeing and inspiring leap forward. We can experience a freeing and inspiring leap forward. So now you have two things for fail. A freeing and expiring leap and inspiring, not expiring, inspiring leap forward. So are you ready to leap? Are you ready to leap? Are you ready to leap? All right, here we go. I invite our practitioners to please stand and surround the sanctuary, and I invite any visiting practitioners or ministers, Miss Reverend Laura Hallett, to please stand and surround the sanctuary, join our chamber of prayer here. All of these beloveds are in service to this community in prayer, and I also invite our core council members to please stand and join them. So Bill, if you want to stand, and Earl, to join them as well as we come together in consciousness. So I invite you to take a nice deep breath in and out. The inspiration, inspiring, the breath of life, the breath of God, the one breath that is the one power, the one presence that is forever expressing itself, forever maintaining and sustaining its beloved creation. Spirit, the divine, the one, the all in all. And I know that this one is wisdom, this one is infinite intelligence, it is the love intelligence that brought forth all of creation, that brought forth all of life, that was so inspired, that was so creative, that it created everything that's possible, seen and unseen. That all of it is the manifest body of the divine. All of it is the manifest body and expression and emanation and impartation of itself. It is all consciousness expressing. And as I know that this is true of spirit, as I know that this is true of life itself, I know that I am one with this one life, this one power, this one presence, this one love intelligence lives, breathes, and moves and has its being in, through, and as me, and I in, through, and as it. That we are inseparable from one another, that there is no other, in fact. There simply is just the one life present here and now. And as I know that this is true of me, I know that this is true of everyone gathered here this day, online, at home, watching later. Each one is the power and the presence of love. Each one is the power and the presence of life made manifest. Each one, the one mind expresses through and as each one's mind, that there is no separation, that the divine intelligence, the love intelligence, the divine wisdom of the ages, the peace that passes understanding is present right here, right now, within each individualized expression of itself, each individualized person gathered here this day. And so I speak my word here and now, recognizing that evolution moves forward, that it is love constantly moving forward. E-V-O-L-L-O-V-E, moving forward. It is love. Evolution is love moving forward. Therefore, there is only one place for us to fall, and that is to fall forward. That is to fail forward. That is to be free and inspired and take that leap forward in faith in the one, trusting and knowing that we are divinely guided, divinely supported in all that we do. When we are in alignment with, we are always supported, but when we are in alignment with that, we truly move forward in powerful, magnificent, and glorious ways. And we relax into that, we rest into that knowing, and we are continually drawn, pulled forward. And though we may stumble, we pick ourselves up and go, okay, yeah, I learned something new today. Let me take a different type of step, a bigger step, a smaller step, whatever it is. Let me respond to the guidance being shared and being given through the divine wisdom, that still small voice within me. And so this day, I say yes to spirit. I say yes to life. I say yes to failing forward graciously and gratefully and messily and fun, in great fun and great joy. I give thanks knowing that Spirit's got me always. Spirit is always holding me. I am enveloped in it. And any obstacle that may be in my way, I know that Spirit moves it, Spirit clears it. It is moved, it is done, it is done. So I give thanks for all of it, and I release this word now, knowing it is so. The truth is true. I let it be, and so it is.
far, you're too small, it's too hard. Throwing water on that spark, living deep inside your heart, with oceans of reasons, the things you're not seeing. But oh, maybe they don't know that you're not alone. Don't be afraid, giants in your way. With God, you know that anything's possible. So step into the light, He's right there by your side. The stones inside your hand might be small, but watching giants fall, but watching giants fall, watching giants fall. We could really live like this. Can you imagine it? So bold, so brave, with childlike faith. Miracles could happen, mountains would start moving. Said, oh, whatever you may face, but don't you be afraid of giants in your way. With God, you know that anything's possible. So step into the fight, He's right there by your side. The stones inside your hands might be small, watching giants fall, watching giants fall, watching giants fall. Ask and believe, you're gonna see the hand of God in every little thing. Don't you be afraid, giants in your way. With God, you know that anything's possible. So step into the fight, He's right there by your side. Stones inside your hands might be small, but watch the giants fall, watch the giants fall. Miracles could happen, anything is possible. Watching giants fall, watching giants fall, watching giants fall. Miracles could happen, anything is possible. Watching giants fall.
Thank you, Jabel. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. So I invite our beloveds who are in service to go ahead and come on forward. And as they do, I invite you to take out that which you're choosing to contribute this morning and hold it over your heart space. Collecting on behalf of the congregation this morning is Frank Conley and James Jones, and receiving on behalf of the congregation this morning is Allison Berry. So there are several ways that you can contribute. One of the easiest ways to contribute is via text to give. Simply text 951-419-5858. Type in the amount you're choosing to contribute and then hit send. It's just like texting a friend, because that's exactly what you're doing. You're texting all of our beloveds here in the sanctuary and all of our beloveds there online. You are texting your friends and sharing your love with your friends. So that's one easy way to do it. Another easy way to do it is go to the website, riversidecsl.org, and in the upper right-hand corner, you'll see the word contribute, and you can contribute there. And if you are here in the sanctuary, then you can contribute the analog way and put it in the basket. So that works too. So I invite you to place that which you are contributing over your heart space, and let's say this affirmation together. I give and receive freely and generously. With an open heart and an open mind, the universe responds to me in kind. I know that my beloved community is richly blessed, and so it is.
got to be the light if you wanna see the light. You've got to be the light if you wanna see the light. Because you reap what you sow, reap what you know, see what you believe. Give a little bit of that good thing if you want to receive. Give a little bit of that good thing if you want to receive. To be the love if you wanna see the love. To be the love if you wanna see the love. Cause you reap what you sow, reap what you know, reap what you believe. Give a little bit of that good thing if you want to receive. Give a little bit of that good thing if you want to receive. You've got to be the light if you wanna see the light. You've got to be the light if you wanna see the light. Cause you reap what you sow, read what you know, see what you believe. Give a little bit of that good thing if you want to receive. Give a little bit of that good thing if you want to receive.
All right, just a couple of announcements before we move on over and have some coffee and goodies, right? Treaties, snackies. Sorry, snackies. I forgot. 6 weeks away, and I forgot my own cutesy term. So, all right, there, snackies. Before we go have coffee and snackies. There we go. All right, and literally just a couple of announcements. Actually, there's 3, so it's not a couple, I guess. All right, so the first one I want to share with you is tickets are now on sale for our 80th anniversary gala. And our 80th anniversary gala is September 5th at 6 p.m. in Johnson Hall. What did I say? November 5th, not September. November 5th. Clearly, I need yet one more cup of coffee, Laura. It's just not, So Saturday, November 5th, 2022, 6 p.m. here in Johnson Hall. So you can go to our website, riversidecsl.org, and purchase your tickets. We are super excited about our 80th anniversary. It's celebrating 80 years of love here in Riverside and the Inland Valleys and the world. So, woohoo, right? And then starting next week, today was the last day for our morning meditation. So thank you, Allison, for that beautiful meditation that you did this morning. And so starting next week, we are having morning practice at 9 a.m. downstairs in Fairmont Room in the Village. We'll be doing our morning practice. So each week, each Sunday, will be a different morning practice. The practitioner in charge that week will be teaching you and explaining to you and sharing with you a little bit of teaching around the spiritual practice and then facilitating and doing the spiritual practice with you. So next week, if you are really curious about this thing that we call spiritual mind treatment or affirmative prayer, Francis Drake is going to walk you through that process. And if you already know spiritual mind treatment and think you're a prayer warrior, well then come on down and support everybody else in learning and developing this wonderful technique of prayer that we call affirmative prayer, spiritual mind treatment. When I talked about it being a science, when I talked about that we explore science, our form of prayer is a methodical form of prayer with 5 steps. Those of you who may be familiar with it, hear it when we pray, but those of you who may not be familiar with it go like, wow, that really resonates. That way that they pray is so cool. It's so different. It's so powerful. Come and learn why it's so different and so powerful by coming down next week at 9 a.m. downstairs, and Francis will walk you through the process, introduce the process to you, okay? And then you get to practice it together, and then you get to do a group prayer together. It's going to be amazing, and it's going to be powerful, and you're going to be downstairs, so you're just going to raise the sanctuary up with all that power, that spiritual power. And guess what? It's free. So there's no excuse. Take advantage of the tools, the practices. Come and be in community with one another. All right. Last week we had the fish fry, and I want to thank the men's group, and I want to bring Frank forward. Frank and James, you coming up too? Just Frank? Frank and James?
Yeah, no, we're going to bring everybody in the team. I'd like
Yeah.
to join me up front.
Everybody in the team, there you go. Everybody on the team who supported the fish fry last week.
Ray,
Come on
Bill.
forward. There's a
Yes.
couple of you there's a couple of folks that are missing, but we want to thank the team.
Just kind of spread out across the front. Not everybody bunch up over here because they can't see me. Get over there. 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 Now. All right. So we've had our little energy bar laugh, and congratulations. So what we want to just really do, I couldn't do this by myself, as you know, even though if I tried, I wouldn't have done it without all of these beautiful people that you're seeing in front of you. So if you attended the fish fry last week, give yourself a hand, number one. Hold your applause for all these wonderful people up here until I finish it, just in about 30 seconds. But first, I want to thank Reverend Jeff for doing our fish fry flyer. So let's give Reverend Jeff a hand, okay? He's art type guy, computer, so he loved doing that, so we had that. And then we had people that helped us with the setup and tear down, because you couldn't have a fish fry unless you had that. So I want to thank Ray. I want to thank Chester's not here, but I also want to thank those who helped at the end, Cindy and Shawnee and Tamara, right? But what I really wanted to tell you, even though James Brown said it's a man's world, but it would be nothing without a woman or a child. So I want to thank you. There's Shawnee there. She helped us out tremendously. She was one of our kitchen captain, along with James Jones, kitchen captain, okay? All right, we had cooks. Stuart's not here. Want to thank him for bringing in the fish fry container, so we're able to move that as quickly as possible. By the way, you know, this was our first time doing it in 3 years, right? And so we weren't really sure how it was going to flow. People were asking me, well, is it going to be downstairs, upstairs? I said, I don't know, just come, and we'll figure it out, right? I want to thank the servers, the people who served the food, and also I want to thank Mike, who provided all the vegan food. So let's give Mike a big hand. All right, so here's some numbers. For those of you that are number people like I am, I just want to let you know that catfish outran tilapia by 2 dinners, right? Tilapia beat the vegan by 4 dinners. So we had a little something for everybody, right? And if we didn't have it and you want it and you need it, see me, and I'll make sure we have it for next year. I just want to thank this crew here for the work that they've done. So let's give everybody a round of applause. And I would be remiss if I didn't thank those who donated, too. So thank you who made donations for your generous donation. Thank you so much. We'll see you next year.
Absolutely. And I want to thank Maria Sneed for that amazing, I was going to say a different word, amazing macaroni and cheese. So, yeah. So thank you to Maria Sneed for that as well. All right. So, are we ready to say this week's affirmation together? Yes? Okay, then I invite you to go ahead and stand. Let's say this affirmation, and then we'll close out, and we'll sing it out, too. All right. I'll read it first, and then you can repeat it after me. How's that? With each growth opportunity, I move forward. Ready? Here we go. With each growth opportunity, I move forward. All right, wonderful. So something wonderful is happening through me right now. It is this thing called love. Love is in my mind. Love is in my body. Love is in everything I do. I am it. I share it. I receive it. I move love forward because love lives here. Let's sing it now. Here we go. Happy Sunday.
Something wonderful is happening to me right now. It's this thing called love. Love is in my mind. Love is in my body. Love is in everything I do. I am it. I share it. Receive it. And I move it forward because love lives here. Oh, love lives here. Yeah, sing it with me. Here we go. Something wonderful is happening to me right now. It's this thing called love. Love is in my mind. Love is in my body. Love is in everything I do. I am it. I share it. Receive it. And I move it forward because love lives here. Oh, yeah. Love lives here. Oh, love lives here. Have a great Sunday and have some snackies. When the world puts you down and you're feeling lonely, when you can't find your truth or find your center, there are many here who gather together. Oh, unconditionally, we love each other, and the scars that we see just make us stronger. We breathe it in together. We'll hold you up with grace. You know that love lives here in you and me. Love lives here. So breaks free, so excited to be united with you. Where love lives, where love lives. When life puts you down, you can see the future. When it all seems too much for you to handle, there are many here who gather together. Oh, unconditionally, pray together, and the hurt that you feel will be set free. We breathe it in together. We'll hold you up with grace. You know that love lives here in you and me. Love lives here. So breaks free, so excited to be united with you. Where love lives, where love lives. Love lives here in you and me. Love lives here. So breaks free. I'm so excited to be united with you. Where love lives, where love lives. Love lives here. Love lives